Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Televised Magazine. My name is Tristan, and today, New Orleans based garage rockers Hotel Burgundy join us to talk about the release of their new album, Amor. It came out back in January. The press tour is still going hot, and Evan and Josh of the band are so excited to sit down and talk all about Amor. Before we get into the interview, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting interviews here on Televised Magazine. And without further ado, this is Hotel Burgundy.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Josh with Hotel Burgundy. I sing, um, but really isn't that so much more, you
Yeah,
know?
a lot more to it.
Yeah, and I'm Evan, and I play guitar. Is that all? There's
Yeah,
isn't there so
hey,
much, you know?
yep. Now people know who you are. They know what you play. They know that you guys have a new album out. Came out on January 9th. It's called Amor. What a way to start the year, right? I mean, what's it been like having this album out for the last 3 months and getting to see people's reactions to something that you put, months and months of your life into?
I can go ahead and start with this one. Yeah, it's to me it's been less about people's reactions to it and more just about how it's sat with me. Uh, just because whenever you put so much time into something, it just stops sounding like words or even
Yeah,
songs. It's just it all becomes this like emotional baggage because you write these songs whenever you're in like the emotional state that you're in. Yeah, several months ago or maybe even years ago with the case of, like some of the songs, and trying to like keep that connection still potent in yourself when you're producing it, whenever you're in the mixing process and mastering, and you're trying to nitpick little things about it while trying to maintain the core of that emotion. It becomes exhausting because you feel like you're having to replay a certain part of your life. So you have like something pulling the back of your
yeah.
shirt while you're moving forward. So having it finally out there and being able to just see it as a pocket of time and know that it's not haunting us anymore
Hmm.
is it's a great feeling to
Yeah.
finally say it's done and say we can move forward. But it's a fresh start for other people, so that's great.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah,
reliving the same few months over and over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Evan, what do you got to add?
yeah, I guess I mean really similar. I think that's a really interesting point of where it's like, this album has existed us for so much longer than, the 3 months it's been out. But
Hmm.
it's a brand new perspective that's really exciting for like it gives it a new meaning when you have people telling you their interpretations of the album, and then you play it live and you hear people get like super exciting or super excited about a song that
Yeah.
they haven't heard before, when it's like, well, wow, we've seen every side of this song for
Hmm.
months on end. So it gives it a new perspective, I think,
Yeah.
post release, and especially some of the songs that on the album have like become, I guess, sort of like staples, that weren't previous Hotel Burgundy staples, and that's also fun to like get some identity with different songs post release.
And
Um,
when it
yeah.
comes to the live environment, what's one person's favorite live might not be another's. So you get to see all this sort of differing opinions and new perspectives, like you put it on stuff you might not know, or not have thought about through making the album. When I was listening to the album, the song that stood out the most to me was Hang 20. It kind of sounds like a relaxing walk outside on a bright spring day, like it's just kind of vibrant in that way. So I got to ask, what inspired that track in specific?
I'll never forget. I was walking from my bedroom to the kitchen, and like last summer, maybe 2 summers ago, all the years kind of fall together. But I was walking, like, I know exactly where I was, and I stopped what I was doing, and I grabbed my phone to get a voice memo, and just started doing the verse kind of
Yeah.
lyrics. Um, and it's so funny because sometimes, usually, something will trigger like a song, or you'll be in a state of mind. But no, it was just completely like I don't know. So something just happened that clicked that made the song start, and it was so nice whenever we jammed on it because a lot of times we'll jam on a new idea and it just won't immediately click, and that
Hmm.
I think is like a morale dampener when you're trying to write. So whenever we first jammed on it, it was great. Everyone just kind of locked into it, and we didn't really have any straight up happy songs yet,
Hmm.
and it just seemed like the right time. It was a pure straight energy
Yeah.
that we wanted to
Yeah.
capture. We hadn't yet.
It just kind of happened out
And
of nowhere.
Yeah, I wish
yeah,
I could say that I was in some state of mind when it happened, but honestly,
Yeah.
maybe that's when like you're at your happiest,
Hmm.
whenever you're not
yeah.
looking for it and it just kind of pops into your head. So
Hmm.
I will say too, it was also like I think the intention to write a more uplifting song was there. And I remember Josh saying, it's funny you said that, Tristan, of like a walk on a beach on like a bright summer day. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I remember you saying that before the jam, Josh, of like I want this idea to be of like a like a bright summer day. And then tapping into that headspace. Um, I remember just like a different approach to like my writing style because I feel like I write more like dark and brooding parts. So that was definitely something I had to learn. And
Hmm.
yeah, it was fun. I remember there was like a lot of like small tweaks to a lot of parts in that song to sort of play into that vibe. Like I remember even the intro riff, Jacques, the other guitarist, was just doing power chord. So it was kind of more like a I guess would turn into like a rock or punk progression, which it is a rock song. But I was like, let's do like one note to sort of give it some air and breath, and then letting JJ's bass line uh, counteract on that. And I think that also like a lot of the music was delivered with that sense too.
it's
Yeah.
funny. So yeah, I guess you're right. Like for such a straightforward song, really did agonize over every note to see if there was something we could do for it.
Oh, I remember writing that one for a long time. That one might have been my hardest song to like get through the finish line. I remember I have so many voice memos of like so many different things I was trying.
What was the
But and then it
biggest
turned out,
challenge, Evan, for you with that song in specific? What was the hardest part? Was it just the fact that it is more upbeat and you're more
yeah,
into the
it's just
darker
not.
brooding?
Yeah, I guess like it was harder for me in like how I like tend to write.
Hmm.
Um and JJ and Jacques, bassist and guitarist, had their parts. Where am I gonna fit into that space and make something like unique and compelling? Um and I ended up just doing like a reverse delay trail and then coming out of that trail with this like really clean, almost like post-punk riff.
Hmm.
And then the back half of the song I felt good for. Um, but I also remember this solo at the end being a lot of fun because that was we were like trying like some out of key stuff and really wanted to make it like really hairy.
Hmm.
And that was just off the cuff in the studio. There was nothing written for that. So I think that also adds
There was
uh
yeah, there was something that you did in the studio. I remember that day because whenever we're in the studio for this, we were pretty much always pressed for time,
Hmm.
and so at some day instead of doing our normal thing where we're really trying to focus, we just decided, F it, Evan, just go in there and like rip. And you started doing a couple of really cool things. And there was one, oh, I don't know like the timestamp, but there's a low note that's kind of like a bend out of key somewhere. I don't know. The solo that Evan does in that like last half of the song is probably my favorite of Evan's work
Yeah,
to date.
that's high
thank
praise.
you, Josh. Thank you, Josh.
So you guys have kind of hinted at it. You guys love to jam around and just kind of see what comes. Did that kind of come out of the fact that you guys formed during or just slightly after the pandemic when you just had a lot of time to just sit and gel?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here you got
Yeah.
it. Evan.
So yeah, I mean, I remember, I mean, that's really when the band started. I mean, was like COVID kind of happened and we were like kind of like I remember like when before the band started like during COVID just being like, well, I'm just writing a ton, just writing,
Hmm.
writing and writing and I've always wanted to be in a band. And so I remember meeting up with like Josh and maybe a few other people. And I really remember doing like the 6 feet apart, and we had masks and hand sanitizer outside, just like jamming like acoustically,
Yeah.
and just because it's like I wanted to like do that, and it felt like an appropriate time to do that, and as sort of like life came back, that's when we started like meeting and jamming in like JJ's garage,
Hmm.
and then Josh's apartment more and more. Then venues started opening up, so we started gigging more. And I guess it really stemmed from like that COVID, like I've got ideas, you've got ideas, let's see what we can come up with. And
Hmm.
that's what.
Yeah, because going into COVID, I mean, I had never really played guitar or performed in front of other people. We had like a high school talent show, but Evan, Jacques, and I did that together.
Yeah. So you guys have known each
And
other for a while.
oh yeah, yeah, we all went to high school
Oh,
together, and
okay.
then
Okay. I didn't know that.
JJ and Jack went to like our rival high school, I guess you could say. So the bones run deep, yeah, our
Yeah.
blood run
Friends
deep.
run deep.
Deep.
Yeah.
The bones run deep.
The
But
bones run
before
deep.
before I played with those guys, though, I didn't know what like a scale was. I knew
Hmm.
chords, um, so I was always doing rhythm stuff. So it's fun that like we determine our songs with the jam now,
Hmm.
and I think it only works with them because I learned to jam to them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of what we do probably is the wrong way to do it, but it works with us just because it's the only way that we know how.
It's art. There's no wrong way.
Hey,
There's
I
just
like
different
that.
right ways. What's been your guys'
Yeah.
favorite part of this journey over the last 5 or so years?
It's I feel like the reasons why, or like the reasons that excite me are so different every single time. I'll tell you the first thing that I really fell in love with was touring.
Yeah.
The first time we went on the road was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened in my entire life. And like that's definitely like will always like compel me, is just
Hmm.
like, I don't know, touring is like, it's such a unique experience. But for me, like right now, like just like exploration with like songwriting. Uh, not that hasn't always been there, but it's just like that's keeping me motivated like a lot right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess like stereotypical band stuff keeps me excited, like gigging and writing like at its
Hmm.
core, but like, also memories and friendship and yeah, just like grateful to be able to do that, you know,
Yeah.
at,
I think
at
yeah, Devin, I might have to double up on you with the tour one because being in the studio for the first time and the first project tracking those songs was I don't know, that was just it felt like the first time I was alive, you know. People were like life begins whenever you get your driver's license or something
Yeah.
of that nature. No, life begins when you make your first and make and release your first project of music because to me that's so important in my life is to have just something that you leave behind kind of thing,
Hmm.
not to get really, mortality.
Philosophical.
Yeah, philosophical. But it's just it's nice, you know, we're in this beautiful world, we have this great stuff going for us. It's nice to leave your little mark and be, hey, I was here and this is
Yeah.
what it was. So there's like a permanent and tangible the sign of like our relationship that Hotel Burgundy existed, and so
Yeah.
releasing that was for me a huge step transitioning as a person, and I don't think it's something I could never have a life without music
Hmm.
after having that step.
Yeah, I gotta follow up on the touring part, especially because you said more than I could say about the philosophical mortality part. On the touring part, though, I've asked this question to a lot of people before. What's your favorite place you've been, and what's your favorite place you want to go that you haven't been to yet?
Okay, let's see. Okay, sneaky favorite.
Hmm.
And sorry, I turned my camera off. I don't know if y'all heard all that static.
No, you're good.
Uh,
You're good.
okay, because I think that's helping. Anyway, last tour we've played this DIY venue in Hamilton, New Jersey, which
Okay.
is central Jersey, in between New York and Philly,
Okay.
and that was the shit. That was the I don't know why it was so much fun. And, we had some other bands on the bill that like we were friends with, but just like people gave the energy. There was worms in the mosh pit, not like the animals, like the dance
Okay.
move, you
Okay.
know. And
Thanks for the context.
yeah, you're welcome. And it's common misconception. But yeah, that one was a ton of fun. Chicago is great, and Houston also sneaky awesome. But I guess like those are sort of the three that stand out.
Hmm.
Um, Outside of home, of course, and then places that I want to play. We've never touched the West Coast, and I would
Never.
love to. Never, and
Oh.
I would love to play like Salt Lake City. I want to do
Hmm.
Kilby Court one
Yeah.
day. Like San Fran would be fun. But yeah, like West Coast would just. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Hmm.
Of course, Europe, but
Oh
and
yeah.
South America and Japan.
The whole world.
Yeah.
Josh, what about you?
Um, Jeez, Hamilton pick is crazy. Blueberry capital of the world, by the way. Shout out.
Blueberry capital. I'm
I
learning
think
something new
so. I
every
think I
day.
read the sign when we drove in. Um,
He hit a
ooh,
chicken.
there's some really good. I mean, there's just so many great places. I had a blast in DC. Cleveland was awesome. Um, I I gotta go with this is probably basic, but either Chicago or New York is just
Yeah.
so special. I think Chicago. I might lean Chicago because the connections we've made there and the people that we've met there are just so nice. We have some great friends that just take the best care of us, and also it's a root beer city,
Yeah.
and
You big
I'm
root
a
beer
I'm a
guy?
Barbarian, you might say. So
We're on
I
opposite ends
really
of the root beer
relate.
spectrum. I'm a little bit of a
I'm
hater, but I
hopping
won't
in
judge. I
this.
won't judge.
I'm hopping
Hey,
in here.
yeah, I'll respect any
Oh,
mug or a
come
being a
on.
fan, but whenever we go East Coast, I'm always trying to get a nice special drink in the van,
Hmm.
and I can never find it until we get back into the Midwest. So that's
Okay.
always refreshing. Places I
Yeah.
want
Damn.
to go. Yeah, Cambodia is really calling my name. I've been a huge fan of this guy Sin Sisamuth, who's like their Frank Sinatra.
Hmm.
And whenever someone says world tour, it's just like Paris and Tokyo and then the
Yeah.
United States.
Pretty
It would be
much.
cool to be world tour and you're
London.
going to like these tiny venues in
Yeah.
hard to reach places.
You got to do a world tour and go to like Thailand, Cambodia, Colombia, Chile, all the places that aren't actually seen on world tours, you know?
Exactly.
Speaking of
100%.
playing live, though, you guys have a show May 1st after Jazz Fest. For fans going to that show, what can they kind of look forward to?
So that Bank Street. So Jazz Fest happens in Mid City, and it's happening now, and it's mayhem. I don't know if you're familiar or have been, but I don't know. It's pretty much nonstop music across the city for
Yeah.
2 weeks. So we got a show right after the festival. Looking super excited for it. It's gonna be a ton of fun. We it's just a little dive bar, that
Hmm.
we haven't played before, so new venue for us. And we got new song we're working on. We're probably gonna I don't know. There's nothing I guess like new. I'm gonna say that's like
Well, I
we're
think you're
not.
saying that, Evan, from the perspective of us doing a lot of our shows around the bend. I mean, one of our big shows this past semester was in New York. So I think for a lot of people who haven't gotten to see us this year yet, hey, the album's out. Hi. But yeah, we're also like we have drafts for new songs and we're working on stuff constantly. So I'm excited to bring that to it. And
Yeah.
then what else to look forward to? It's just the energy. I think that
Hmm.
the afterglow of Jazz Fest is just gonna make the vibes perhaps immaculate.
Yeah. I've never been to New Orleans. I've never gotten to go to Jazz Fest, but I saw some clips. Pearl Jam played Jazz Fest last year, and I saw some clips of their performance, and it was the energy was just different for a festival, you know?
It's a really
Absolutely.
unique festival, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
How has being from New Orleans impacted the kind of music you guys make, the way you see music, maybe even the way you see the world as artists? Because it's a city with some rich history.
Yeah, 100%. I tell a lot of people this, and I feel like I've been pretty good at explaining the New Orleans music scene to people. It is the most like inundated and like in your face music scene. Like you can't escape it. I really do. I feel like everybody here is a musician. There's this
Hmm.
joke that goes around that's like the local bands will say it's like you spend $10 to go to our show and that same $10 will be spent for your show. It's like every single show is just full of like musicians supporting each other.
Yeah.
Um, and it's it's a pretty small city, so everybody one knows each other, and then two, there's a ton of different art. Like you everybody knows New Orleans for like jazz,
Hmm.
big brass, funk, and that exists. And there's absolutely those scenes, but those kids in those scenes are the same ones in the punk scene and the rock scene and the math rock scene
Yeah.
and the indie scene and the singer songwriter scene and the Cajun and Zydeco because it's like everything. It really is everything. There's like like my next door neighbor is like a percussionist that he's like he does like cumbia and he's got all these
Hmm.
like triggers that he's made on for all of his like hand drums out of these cloths and sensors and it's like the coolest shit ever. And
Yeah.
then splitting the house on the other side is me and Jacques in the band too, and we're doing indie rock.
Hmm.
And so it's just really exciting. Everybody is speaking to each other with like a different language. And
Yeah.
everybody's going to the shows. And my biggest source of inspiration, honestly, is the local shows. I learn so much every single time I just go watch my friends play. Um, and it's a really exciting place to be.
And it's a exciting place to take with you too. Just wherever you go, saying that you're a New Orleans band, it does kind of have a badge of honor with it, and
Hmm.
it's really nice that everyone instantly knows, even if it's not your music, they just know that there's music in the blood. Like it's there. You can't be in New Orleans and not be close to music.
Yeah.
And it's funny for us as yeah, Evan said inundated. As heavy music vibe as it is, you would think starting a band or growing a band there would be competitive maybe or hostile just because sometimes you get that vibe going to other music cities, but no, it's so supportive, it's so understanding, it feels so safe honestly in terms of
Everyone's
music and
uplifting each
being an
other.
artist.
Everyone's uplifting each other, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's also like weird enough to where you can be as weird as you want. No one's
Yeah.
going to say that's not the city's vibe. The city's vibe is just that you're making sounds on a
Hmm.
thing.
It's the city's
And
vibe
Oh,
is everything.
oh,
yeah.
I will say, I mean this with a great deal of respect and love. New Orleans is where the freaks live. There's a lot. Nobody here is normal.
Okay.
Every you can be who you want to be here. It's a lovely place. It's fantastic.
That's good. It's freedom, you know?
Yeah, freedom.
Um, yeah. So you kind of hinted at it earlier, and I was gonna ask about this. What does the remainder of 2026 hold for Hotel Burgundy? I mean, Evan, you kind of hinted maybe there's a new song or two in the works, something like that. But
Yeah, so we I guess so there is new music. Rumors are true.
A whole
mhm.
We
cinematic universe.
a
The
whole
Hotel
cinematic,
Burgundy
yeah,
cinematic universe.
Oh yeah.
Hotel Burgundy will
absolutely.
return in Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, so we're actually writing a score for Captain America.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, but we are working on an EP right now.
Mhm.
It's a new direction. I was just saying, I was telling Josh this the other day. Um, Me and him, I guess, are like the song pitchers of the band. Like
Mhm.
we'll sort of like we'll just pitch ideas, I guess. And me and him, I think it's been to our benefit a lot of the times being we have different styles a lot. And but it's really beautiful because we know how to work within, those two opposing ideas. Me and him are on like the same exact page sonically right now. And so these songs that we've been writing are like just they feel so good. And just like it's just flowing right now. So I guess like from a releasing music standpoint, I'm excited about the ideas that are going to come. They're going to shift. I would say pretty heavily from like the indie garage thing we're doing, probably leaning more like house industrial is sort of what I feel
Oh,
like we're going into.
okay. I like
Um,
hearing that.
but we'll see where we actually land. It's just
Hmm.
that's where they're kind of at right now. Um, and then touring, gigging, New Orleans headline shows, Texas run, Atlanta, Chattanooga, um,
We're coming
and
for you.
then we're
You
coming
guys
for
got to make it
you.
out to Wichita so I can see you guys.
We got to
Oh,
make it
wait,
out to Wichita.
Hey,
Yeah,
we have a
also.
quaint little dive bar called Kirby's that I'm sure you guys would love.
I
Oh,
imagine
I would love to.
everyone is covering that Glenn Campbell song too, huh?
Surprisingly not. I did see Metallica here in 2019 and they didn't cover it themselves, but they played it on the PA before they went on stage. So,
Very
That's fair.
good.
yeah. Uh
Um, yeah, I'll also say, Josh, before I let you answer, and you can talk more on this, but we're producing this one in house, so also creative
oh.
element as far as like production. So we're trying a lot of stuff right now, which is Josh's wheelhouse. So I can let him talk on
Mhm.
that if he wants.
Yeah, that's like the thing that I'm probably most excited about in my life right now going forward is just that we'll be able to just do it. I don't know. It's so nice to make something completely. I'm sorry. I'm looking like at my studio
No, you're
setup right
good.
now.
So
It
you
was
guys are
my
basically going to have full creative control over it in a way. Full creative vision.
yeah, and it feels so much more right because we're always pressed for time. It always, I wouldn't say uncomfortable, but just we felt out of place at these, not studios really, because we never really did like a professional studio, but we
Hmm.
still were like having a recording engineer and then like a mixing engineer kind of help us do different things. And it was so hard to communicate the ideas to them. We felt, it wasn't our home kind of thing. And with just how we are as people, as artists, the way that every other process is done so DIY, it felt like a missing link in terms of how we were approaching the production side of stuff.
Hmm.
So my $5 speakers that I got out of a garage sale 6 years ago, like that, I feel like that's what we should be mixing the record on, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what things sound like. People don't know what a good speaker sound like. I don't know what good speakers sound like. I want bad speakers to make it sound good, kind of thing.
I have a friend who just kind of like makes beats, makes music for fun, and his go-to way to test is in his car
Yeah,
because it's not pristine, it's not 10 out of 10 quality, but it's how most people will probably listen to it, you know?
yeah.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah. So as we wrap things up, where can fans find you guys on social media?
Yeah, so I mean, Instagram's our best way to stay informed. I know we've got a TikTok that we've recently started. I am not as well versed on what's happening on there.
Hmm.
One of the other guys at the band is just doing like, I think associating like just visual content with our songs. It's not so much of like guess the singer.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
it does keep in touch with like our shows. So on tour and stuff, I think you'll have probably s- smaller clips and just insight as to shows that are going on and a little bit more of a video element to it. So it's
Hmm.
nice to have both.
Yeah.
We're on Bandcamp, we're on Patreon, which we're gonna fill that up. It's free, but like we just want to have another
Mhm.
place to put stuff that's not,
Yeah.
the primary content. We're just gonna
Hmm.
have, maybe other demos of
It's
what
like a
we
fan
had.
club kind of.
Exactly. Yeah. Heck, we might do a Substack. We might just
Hmm.
do a little dream journal for everybody. I don't know.
yeah, they need to hear my thoughts.
Yeah, but yeah, Bandcamp is cool. Everybody who's watching, listening, go support artists on Bandcamp. It'll pay a crap ton more than Spotify and Apple Music will. And then this is the
Absolutely.
question that I end every interview with. What are you guys' three favorite songs at the moment? Like, what's been your guys' on repeat? What's been fueling you musically?
Okay. I can answer a few
Hmm.
of the three. Um, Yeah Breathe by Bruno Pernades.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Um, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Lotion by Deftones. And I'm gonna say, let me pull up my like songs recently. So
I
I
know,
got
right? I'm scrolling through mine. I'm glad you went first.
I like putting people on the spot with this question because it also gives me new stuff to discover as well.
I think I started making like a perfect songs playlist. Let's see what we got here. Here, Evan, you got your third one? Because I think I'm starting to get ready.
oh, hold on,
The
hold on.
struggle's real to narrow it down to
I'm
just
trying to think.
three.
God, there's. I know. And then like I'm like, do I do like recent as of like this week, or do I do?
It can be like the last few
And then
months. I won't be picky.
let's go. Let's go with some Chalk. And the song by Chalk is going to be um, Pain by Chalk.
Okay. I've never heard of chalk, so this gives
Okay.
me new stuff to listen to. Josh, what about you?
I'm gonna go. I'll give you my three recents will be three different levels of recent. So the
Okay.
past, I guess, couple years, and it comes and goes. Kung Praus Relax by Sin Sisamuth. It's
Hmm.
that Cambodian guy I was telling you about. He's
Oh, that's why you mentioned Cambodia. Okay.
oh yes, it's so good. That his entire that there's another Rose I'm gonna butcher it. And there's many artists. Yeah, Rose Saray Sothea, I want to say.
Hmm.
That whole Khmer pop is like so great. Recently, as in like since 2026 started, Never Did I Stop Loving You by Alice Clark.
Hmm.
Uh, I've just been getting a lot of that 60s soul, and it's just so good. There's some really, I always loved like the hits growing up, the Aretha Franklins and whatnot, but hearing a lot of the content that just was passed up during its time, and maybe it was big during its time and no one just talks about it anymore. This
Hmm.
song is just, it's such a pure love song, and it's a great one that I feel like lyrically people don't touch on too much. And then it's in like the last week or two, I'm gonna go with Deleters by Holy Fuck.
Hmm.
I've just I maybe that's an influence on the record too. I just love whenever there's electronic and cool funky vibes that are coming, kind
Yeah.
of like I don't know. If you listen to it, you'll know the exact vibe. But to describe it, it's just like gonna get too niche. So
Yeah. See, you listed three that I have no clue who they are, and Evan, you listed two, so I got new stuff to delve into in the next couple weeks.
hey, if we're
Absolutely.
not doing our research, we're not doing our job. It's all about
Yeah.
getting inspirations.
And inspiration can come from anywhere, including Cambodia.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Hey, it, it
100%.
was it was great having you guys on. I had a lot of fun chatting with you guys.
Dude, yeah, same here. This
So
was
did
this was
we. This was a
great.
blast. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
I'm gonna turn my camera on. It's
Yeah.
Sweet.
gonna
So
be
so everybody
static,
can
but thank you
say
for having
bye.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Um,
do a detour to Wichita just to get a drink, have some lunch.
yeah, have some fun. Gotta check out Kirby's while you're here. It's like the go-to dive bar for artists coming through.
Yeah.
So
Right on. Yeah, well
always
we should swing through.
let me know when you guys
And if
are
you're
are
ever
on
in
your
New
way.
Orleans, let us know.
I need to travel more. I'm
Absolutely.
seeing the Strokes in Seattle later this year though, so
Oh,
I've got
nice. New at
Oh,
Headland
that's
too.
exciting.
yeah, got something to look
That new
forward
song is
to.
great.
Yep, I'm looking forward to the album. But hey, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thanks everybody for watching. Go listen to Amor. Spotify link is going to be in the description, and we will see you later. Peace out.
Thanks, Tristan. Bye.